Hello to my weebs, geeks, and LGBTQIA peeps. We are back with another Plank All Over Me video, and it's kind of a sad day because it is the finale. It's the last part of this series. I feel like whenever I end a series, it's always bittersweet because I'm always so excited to see how they're going to wrap it up. I'm like, ooh, what's going to happen? How's the story ending? And then once we get to the end, I'm like, oh, it's over. Why? But this story, I have no doubt that Wait I'm Coming 2 is going to wrap it up perfectly as they always do. Like, how do you do this all the time? But you do. Like, I don't know how you do it, but you do. Okay? But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Don't be too sad that the series is over because you can pop over in the description below. Click the link to this series. Click Wait I'm Coming 2's name. Get to their what do you call it? It's not a channel. Their page, their Tumblr page. Get to their Tumblr page and check out the rest of their fanfictions because they have a lot. They be writing nonstop. They're like Hamilton. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The link to this fanfiction as well as the music and if there are any sound effects in this video will all be linked in the description below. So make sure to go check it out. I know you want to, you know you want to, so do it. Thank you, and I'll see you at the end. Hi, I'm from Vogue. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Oh hey, didn't see you there. You flirtatiously flipped your perfectly curled hair over your shoulder and winked at the camera. Come on in. You walked inside your house and gestured for the cameraman to follow. In preparation for the interview, you and Tom had gotten out every award you have ever won and strategically placed them around the house. You smiled at the camera and rubbed your hand over your growing baby bump. Welcome to my crib. Sorry it's such a mess. You rolled your eyes and faked a laugh, knowing the house was far from being a mess. You kept walking and saw Tom in the living room, polishing one of his awards with a feather duster. Oh my stars, you feigned a gasp once you spotted Tom. Is that my husband? The critically acclaimed movie star and lip sync battle winner, Tom Holland? I had no idea he was home. You winked at the camera again. Oh, hello. Tom stopped dusting and posed with a smile. Don't mind me. I was just cleaning this. Might want to give that a dusting too. You pointed to one of your awards before sending the camera another huge smile. Are you guys ready to answer some questions? The camera guy asked. I was born ready, Tom concurred with a smile. You were a C-section baby, you reminded him. You weren't even born. I was removed ready. He kept the same tone in his voice. Where did you meet? The cameraman asked as you and Tom began to walk towards the backyard. We met at BBC Radio 1 while doing the Plank All Over Me challenge, Tom answered. Where was your first date? Cracker Barrel. You winked at the camera as you opened your back door. Tom laughed and shook his head at your joke. It was not. We got milkshakes at an ice cream shop in Soho. He corrected you. Who made the first move? Why, he did. You touched a hand to your heart. He found me after the planking challenge, both our arms sore and aching, and asked me out on a date. We've been together ever since. When did you move in together? About 6 months into the relationship, when I realized she had a bigger bathroom than me, Tom answered as he took a seat in one of your decorative deck chairs. How long have you been together? Since September 29th, 2019 at precisely 6:33 p.m., you responded. Wow, just a year? Realistically, we've been together for a few years, but that's when the series was first posted. You shrugged. Tom and the cameraman blinked in confusion for a few minutes as they processed what you said. Moving on. The cameraman cleared his throat. Tom, how did you pick out an engagement ring? I went into the shop and I said, which is the least expensive because I'm trying to buy a Porsche. And that's how she ended up with this bad boy. Tom smirked as he held up your hand to show off your engagement ring. I can't wait to tell our baby that story. You played along as you rubbed your baby bump. When did you know you wanted to propose? As soon as she started whining because the planking was hurting her arms, I knew she was the one, Tom joked. Did you know he was going to propose? Surprisingly no, you laughed. It was the one secret he's ever kept. I nearly got an ulcer from trying to keep it from her. Tom blew out a breath. Who planned the majority of the wedding? I did, you declared. I had to text Tom the morning of the wedding to remind him where the venue was. Did either of you cry? As soon as I mentioned the yoga challenge in my vows, the whole room was sobbing, Tom teased. How big was the reception? Let's just say we had all the Avengers there, Tom nodded. All the important ones anyway, you joked. Mackie couldn't make it. How did you spend your honeymoon? We went to Bali and didn't see any of it, Tom smirked, earning a playful smack on the arm from you. What's been your favorite video together? I love the prank with Josh, you answered with a smile. I didn't, Tom shook his head. I nearly threw hands with a ginger that day. I quite liked the friendship test. What video gave you the fondest memories? Spill your guts for sure. That was when I learned about the existence of this one. Tom beamed as he rubbed your baby bump. What was your least favorite video to film? We already know Tom's answer, he chuckled. Prank interview, he stated. To this day, I hate it. Did you see yourself getting married when you first met? All I saw was the nose hairs in Tom's nostrils when we first met, you laughed. After all, he did plank on me for 6.5 minutes. I had a feeling we would, Tom smiled shyly. Or a hope at least. You pouted at his sincerity and leaned forward to kiss him, which he happily accepted. Have you thought of baby names? Josh, you answered immediately, and Tom groaned. I'm kidding, you rolled your eyes. I really like the name Ryan Reynolds though. What are you hoping for? An Oscar, Tom answered. At the same time you said, a divorce. You already want a divorce? The cameraman laughed. Oh, not a divorce from Tom, you assured him. I want Ryan Reynolds to divorce Blake Lively so he can marry me instead, you explained as Tom nodded along. And I want to die every time she says that. He cracked a smile. Let's get back to the baby questions, the cameraman said as he began to move around the yard. Do you know the gender? We do, Tom said devilishly, but we're not telling. Do you think the baby will be more like their mother or their father? Definitely me, you stated. Why are you so sure? Because Tom's not the father, you smiled sweetly. Tom stared at the camera with an unamused expression and shook his head. Who's going to be the fun parent? Considering I'm the parent who can swing from buildings, I say me, Tom boasted. Who's gonna teach the baby how to read? I am. And after the baby learns, they can teach Tom. You smiled as you patted Tom's shoulder. Do you think the baby will like to plank? If they're anything like their mummy, no. Tom poked fun at you. And if they're anything like their daddy, they'll grow up to play the Green Lantern. You shot back. Ha ha ha! She's so funny! Tom forced a laugh at your joke. Do you think the baby will develop your sense of humor? Wait, you have a sense of humor? You asked Tom. You didn't tell me that. She loves me so much, it's crazy. Tom deadpanned towards the camera. Do you want the baby to grow up to be an actor or actress like you guys? I just want the baby to be happy, Tom gave a serious answer. Everything else will fall into place on its own. That's a great answer. Do you think you'll post the baby a lot or keep him out of the spotlight for the first few years of his life? I think we'll wait until they're at least 4 months old until we exploit them for our own financial gain, he said, and Tom nodded along. Have you picked out the godparents yet? Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, you joked. They're so excited. Jake said he would take the baby fishing. He's taken me fishing a few times, Tom said as he stared off. How have you been preparing for the baby? Well, I personally stopped sleeping, changed my whole diet, started lactating, and my pelvic bones separated in the middle so that I could push the baby out. Tom, what did you do? You tilted your head at him. I bought the car seat, Tom said proudly. My wife picked it out, though. I also drove him there. You glared at the camera for a moment, cracking a smile after your joke. What are you most looking forward to after the baby is born? Laying on my stomach, you laughed as you looked down at the protruding bump. I also miss laying on her stomach, Tom pouted as he rubbed the bump. That was my favorite cuddle position. Aw, I'm sorry we can't cuddle the way you want to anymore because I'm growing your child in my body, you said sarcastically, making Tom laugh. Thank you for growing our child inside your body. I don't say it enough, Tom praised as he leaned in for a kiss. You're welcome, you smiled at him before turning to the cameraman. Anything else you want to know? Actually, I have a question, Tom stated as he looked at the camera. What's that? The cameraman asked. You and Tom looked at each other and exchanged a smile before turning back to the camera. Are you excited to meet our baby girl? So good! It was so good! Encore! Encore! Oh, I love that so much. It was a great way to end the series. Oh, beautiful. Oh, they're having a baby girl. Oh, look at me reacting like it's a real thing. Let me go. Let me stop. Oh, I love that though. This couple goes right there. They're adorable. I love them. If you're sad that the series is over, there's two more similar pieces to this series. It's called Thirsty and Ryan Reynolds. You can find them in the link in the description below. When I'm coming to added them to the whole playlist, so I guess they're like, what do you call it? Sequels? I guess, kind of, not really, but kind of. Same universe, different, yeah, same universe, added stories. That's the best I could think of how to put it. Yeah, okay. And also be ready for the new series that is coming in after this one. Hopefully you guys are not getting tired of Tom Holland. You guys voted for this one though. It's called The Swear Jar. It's a really cute series. I absolutely love it. Tom Holland is a mob boss, so you know, we all switch it up a bit. It's really cute though. I read it like 2 years ago, a year ago. I read it a while back and I absolutely loved it to the point where I was like, it was before I started making fanfiction YouTube videos. So I went back and looked for it because I was like, wait, I feel like people would actually really like this one just as much as I liked it. So I went back and found it and then I asked and they were like, okay. And I was like, thank you. So we're going to do that one and I'm super excited and it's going to be really good. You know? Okay. So yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also really sad because this one is over. But you know, we gotta keep moving forward. Oh, I also have another Wait I'm Coming To fanfiction in the works. Because they are amazing and they're like, yeah, you can read more, go ahead. I was like, oh my god, thank you. So they're honestly so sweet. Like to another level where they're like, oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, go ahead, read it. It's like, oh my god, thank you so much. And oh my gosh, they remember me. That's crazy. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop fangirling and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys go. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is a beautiful ending to the series. So I'm about to reread the whole thing again though because I want to. So bye.